Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Casa Esperanza's 2020 graduation celebration. I want to thank you all for being with us here today. Of course, we all wish that we were able to welcome each other in person, to offer hugs and handshakes, to dance together the way that we normally would, and of course, to share in Lourdes's famous pernil.
Buenos días, my name is Diliana de Jesús. I'm the Director of Advancement and Communications for Casa Esperanza. I have worked at Casa for 15 years, and in those 15 years, graduation day has always been one of my favorite days.
You know, every year we come together to celebrate our graduates, people who have worked hard all year long to learn about a life in recovery and to build their own path in recovery.
It is a time where we come together to celebrate the achievements of our clients and patients. We celebrate our family and our culture and our pride, and it's just a fun day. This year, it feels really strange to not be there physically sharing together.
These are unprecedented times that we're living in, and of course in that we find that the traditions and the sort of mainstays of who we are as an organization are very changed, right? And so it's we're now in a time where all of those things that we normally do that hold us together as a community, we have to find new and creative ways to continue to build those connections.
Because it is still really important to take a moment to just recognize the importance of community for our patients and for ourselves, particularly during this pandemic where physical distancing is such a challenge, and how do we maintain social unity, which is so important.
We hear people talk about social distancing, and of course we understand the significance and importance of the term. What I think we keep trying to do is reframe for ourselves that this is physical distancing, but we're still very committed to social connectedness. We're still very committed to being the close-knit community and the very connected people that we are.
Again, while we can't have that physically this year, I think that feeling of wanting to share the pride that we feel for our friends and families and loved ones is still really important.
So I want to say how excited I am about the opportunity for us to connect through art, through music, through dance, through all kinds of creative messages, stories, so many different ways that we can share our love for recovery, our love for community, and our commitment to continuing to come together and to overcome and to be transformed on this great journey. One of the things that we think about when we come together on this day to celebrate the journey of recovery is we always think about where have we come from, what are our roots, where did we begin as an organization? And I know we're going to have a chance to hear from Riquito, our founder today, for whom, of course, we are all grateful, and without whom we would not have this great village that is Casa. And we think about the gratitude that we feel for this community, for each other, for the people who came before us, who created Casa and made it what it is, and laid the foundation, and sort of planted those roots deep. And then we celebrate, and we really feel the joy of what it is to be together on this journey, and what it is to share in the struggles and the challenges, but also the joy that is recovery, and the love and the happiness that we find there.
And as an administrator for Casa, it's my honor to be able to be a part of the team that provides the resources and support to help make that happen, to provide a wide array of tools in that toolbox, so to speak, so that patients really can figure out what it is that works best for them. And I think about what graduation means. It's, you know, for staff, it's a time to kind of take a step back and in awe in many ways of, you know, we give you the tools, but it is the patients that do the work. We're here to play a support role. But it's really amazing when we see folks who are able to actually, you know, finish and use the tools that they were given. And I think about how for so many of our patients, this is the first time that they have ever truly committed to completing something and achieved that, and what a big deal that is.
And it takes a whole village to make a journey in recovery. It's not something that we do alone. As people in recovery, we look to our peers, our friends, our family, for guidance, for support. And so it's in community that we build a life in recovery. And we learn how to be new people. And in truth, we learn how to be new people every day. And that's really what recovery is about.
And every year I watch friends and families and probation officers and community supporters sit in the audience and watch our graduates walk across the stage and get their certificate, and the look of pride on everyone's face and support is part of what makes that day my favorite.
Today is all about making a creative and unique space for connection, even amidst the struggles of disconnection. Throughout the pandemic and this public health crisis, the team at Casa Esperanza, and when I talk about the team, the village that is Casa, has the patients, the staff, tenants, our friends and partners, our board of directors, our colleagues in the field, everyone has come together to find unique and creative ways to overcome physical disconnection, to build deep and meaningful connection in recovery, in healing, and in loving kindness.
To let our graduates know that what they have achieved, both in terms of not just finishing a residential program, but also just maintaining their recovery, is huge. And particularly this year, when we're talking about maintaining your recovery under incredible circumstances that none of us have faced before. And so we are looking at folks who have maintained their recovery, you know, through a pandemic, who have learned how to reach for and access services through technology, which is new to everyone, who have tried to figure out how to, again, not socially isolate, even though they can't physically be together, and to still be a community of support for one another. And so these are by no means small endeavors. They are huge, and they are the cornerstone of their recovery and in our recovery as a community.
So I want to say thank you so much again for being here. I hope that this is a moment of relief from some of the struggle, and also a great moment for us to feel lifted and feel lightened as we walk through these difficult days. So I hope that you will take a moment at some point in this day to just take a step back, have some moments of reflection, really soak in and soak up what is wonderful about this great village that we call Casa, and this great journey that we call recovery. So thank you, and we're thrilled to have you here with us today.
Hopefully some of you who are watching have been to one of our graduations before, and so while I cannot offer you some of the delicious pernil and flan that we usually have at graduation, I do hope that you find our presentation fulfilling in different ways.